Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Touring here, and today, guys, I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live BattleCast. In this game, we're going to play the Wood Elves, but guys, we're going back to our roots, and we're getting Big Papa Durthu, and we're going to go with a bit of a Tree Man Death Star. So, let's get rid of these abilities. Probably don't need a lot of them, but Flock of Doom, I feel like it's not as good since the nerf. It still does have a little bit of utility, and it's very, very cheap, so I'm kind of on the fence about it. Summoning a Manticore actually isn't bad, but ever since they changed the fact that, summoned units essentially just degenerate, I don't like it quite as much as I used to. And I've actually done a little bit of testing with the Amber Spear, and versus like heavily armored units, it can just absolutely crush them. But I find it's one of those abilities that just has trouble like getting to the target unless it's like right in front of you and there's nothing in the way, which against vampire counts usually isn't going to be the case. So, do we want to get Flock of Doom? I think we'll get the Sword of Daith, because that has a nice little negative 30 armor debuff, which won't hurt in the front line. And aside from that, do we want... Yeah, let's just get Flock of Doom just in case. You never know. I guess against like zombies and big fodder blobs, it could be worse. But really the most important thing, of course, against, playing the long game against the vampire counts is going to be the Lore of Life. So we're going to go ahead and get Earthblood as well as a regrowth. And I think from there we should be good to party. So aside from that, let's go ahead and get our front line set up. So he's probably going to go like Graveguard because they have an anti-infantry bonus. And they perform pretty well, but the Treekin, they do magic damage, which against vampire counts circumstantially can be pretty good. So let's get a Treekin front line. Let's also get a Tree Man. Do I want to just go full Haggard mode and get like a Forest Dragon? That's such a bad idea. Okay, we're going to get two Glade Guards with the Starfire Shafts, Magic and Fire. Again, very, very good against the vampire counts. So let's go ahead and get some Eternal Guards. We're just going to get some of these guys for the back line. They have anti-large and armor piercing, so they can help out with Blood Knights. They can help out with Cryptors, all kinds of goodies. So do I want to get a Waystalker? I don't really like them that much in this matchup, to be honest. But some War Dancers. One group of War Dancers might not be bad for cutting through zombie fodder. And let's see, what else do I want to get? Probably some Wild Riders or something like that. Although honestly, Wild Riders just get shut down so incredibly hard by the freaking... Blood Knights. So let's get one group of those. I think a 3 is enough, plus Durthu and a Tree Man. Like, I don't think we need that many trees, guys. So I could get some, like, Hawk Riders. I actually don't mind that pick right here. So let's go ahead and get two groups of Hawk Riders. Then we can kind of just shore up our front line with some Eternal Guard. And, yeah, the Hawk Riders, let's see. So if he does go in the air, these guys would be a lot better if he had, like, a Glady or something. Because if he has, like, a Vampire Lord, he can kind of just, like, troll and chase me about. Although, let's give it a try and see what happens. It's a bit of a strange build, but you never know, guys. It could work. I like the Wood Elf versus Vampire Count matchup. It's pretty fun. I feel like the Wood Elves have a pretty good chance with their traditional competitive build. So, for example, the Prayer of an Othram is extremely good. You can like lock down a Mortis Engine and just kill it really quick. You can lock down their Vampire Lord, just kind of snipe them out. You get a lot of good tools against the Vampire Counts. You can lock down a group of Blood Knights and then, focus them with armor piercing Starfire Shafts and then get, a good engagement with like Azrai Spears or Eternal Guards on them. It's pretty strong nonetheless. So, yeah, let's see how it pans out. I always like an excuse to use Durthu with his big pimp sword, Optimus Prime, or Optimus Tree as we like to call him. So, let's get in here and have some fun. Looks like my opponent has a pretty fast connection, so guys, it's time for business. So we're going to jump in here, and for our front line, we're going to go with the Treekin, and do we want to put any Eternal Guards in the front line? We could. So we'll put the Eternal Guards on like the wings of the front line, and we'll have the Tree Men make the center here. So, all right, cool. So we have this little kind of ridiculous line here. Let's go ahead and get our Glade bros set up in the back here, ready to fight. Good, Anakin, good. And we're going to go ahead and set up our Hawk Riders here. I really like using Hawk Riders. I know they're a bit of a weird unit, but man, they're just, I enjoy using them. I don't know why. I hated them at first. Like, I was really like against them. I was like, God, I hate these units. Are so stupid and useless. But after using them enough, I kind of like developed a sweet spot for them. So let's put Durthu. Yeah, the missiles, maybe, do we want to put them in the wings? The problem is our flanks are pretty exposed with this build because our front line is so expensive that it's going to be pretty hard, but we're going to have a mean front line for sure. So I'm hoping the Hawk Riders and the other guys can like help us protect the back line. We have some War Dancers here, so when he summons zombies here and here, we can just go intercept them really quick, and they'll kill them like, not instantly, obviously, but pretty darn quickly. So let's go ahead and square up here, go here, and good. Let's do it to it. Let's have some fun. Hawk Riders they have pretty heavy armor piercing melee attacks, so you can get a pretty good little rear charge on like Varix Reavers or Cav or something like that, and they can do some good burst. They have a charge bonus of 38, which, is nothing to, sneeze at. So, man, they kind of look a little goofy to me, though. I've never really liked the aesthetic of them, but I do have a Tree Man. Hits like a truck, has 500 weapon strength, also has magic melee attacks. Fear and Terror, not really pertinent here, but he does have physical resist, which is nice, and I don't really have to worry about fire from the vampire count. So, but what units in the game have fire and armor piercing aside from the Glade Guards? I'm trying to think if there's like anything that would just like wreck these guys, because if a unit had fire and AP, like heavy armor piercing, that would be pretty good against the Tree Men, but I can't really think of much right now, so if any of you guys can, let me know. But I mean, granted, you could use like the Flaming Sword of Ruin on an armor piercing unit. etc., and it might be pretty good. But people don't usually play Treemen because Wood Elves are definitely a little bit more competitive in my opinion if you don't do the Treemen Death Star style. And this isn't even really a true Death Star because I have missile units. A true Death Star would be like just like Treemen and War Dancers and Eternal Guards and just kind of go in that route. So good. So he actually does have he has the Devils of Schwarzhofen over there. So we're gonna advance here, and our Hawk Riders should be able to kite them out. I think we're faster. So yeah, we have 110 against. Yeah, he must be pretty slow here. So let's go in there and start skirmishing a little bit. I kind of wish I had a Waystalker so I could like Arrow of Carnices, but did he bring a Necromancer on a Corpse Cart? Oh, and a Mortis Engine. Okay, where's his Lord though? Okay, so Manfred von Karstein on the ground. Interesting stuff. So it's kind of a fan out right now because whichever one he chases, we're just going to kind of like, get a little fancy with the other one and kite out a little bit. So he's going to go here. Let's make sure to put him in skirmish mode. And they're just going to start shooting these guys down. And it looks like he does have some Direwolves in the Dire Pack in the back. So I definitely need to be aware of that. So, okay, guys, start shooting. They take, I don't know why they haven't like shot yet. They've been in like this attack mode. There we go. There's the first arrows. So we're going to kind of keep shooting at these guys, poking them down. Let's also get my dudes over here. And you can see he's just going to like turn and go after these ones. So we're going to fly right here and just go that way. And sometimes when you like turn on the skirmish mode, it like screws up the pathing really badly. So it's something you need to be, aware of when you're dealing with these guys. So I would like to be using the Hawk Riders on like other things. That's my only concern. So let's get them over here and have them start going after this Mortis Engine. This other group, I should be able to easily outrun him. So we're going to get these Vargheists kind of pressured by our Eternal Guard over here. But man, we have a lot to worry about in our back line. So it's going to be a little bit scary for sure. So hopefully they can do some good damage against that Mortis Engine. Let's kite back here. Hopefully we don't get too much friendly fire. And good, we got some good volleys right there. So very, very good stuff. And do we have anything on the ground that can really help? Not really. So we'll turn and fight here. They've done pretty much no damage against that Mortis Engine. But this is what you want. Like he's retreating it right now, which I am definitely very, very pleased about. The Devils of Schwarzhofen are taking quite a bit of damage. I don't know if he has like enough oomph here, but he does have a lot of anti-large with those Blood Knights and other things like that. So let's get these guys shooting at the Devils as well and just kind of keep poking down a very, very expensive unit. So definitely cool seeing someone use the Devils. I like them quite a bit. Like they're really cool. The Vanguard deployment can be pretty pertinent, but I mean, in this situation, it's not like, they're not performing the best. So let's go ahead and just start kind of poking away at the Necromancer. We can just keep shooting. And honestly, I might be able to just like collapse on these guys, do a bit of a charge here. So let's go ahead and get them in melee and just try and like do a beatdown. And if we start taking a lot of damage, we can simply use the Lure of Life. So we're going to get the missiles here, start focusing on those guys. And these guys here, we can start focusing there. Let's go ahead and get these spears off on the side here, and good. So he's actually charging into my my front line, which is a bit odd in my opinion. But you know what? It looks like the Devils are getting taken down, and the Hawk Riders have a kind of a underestimated front line ability there. So we'll get these guys engaged here. We're getting some good fire on the Mortis Engine. The War Dancers are just kind of waiting for Manny to summon something. So let's run these guys back here. Let's also get a heal in the front line because we're going to start taking some losses there. You can see our Eternal Guards are not in the best shape. So Big Papa Durthu, he's feeling good. Our Hawk Riders are now online. So he does have all the Feasters in the dark. So thankfully we do have some War Dancers and Auxiliary, which is just, it's literally perfect. So good. So the Hawk Riders, we can kind of pull around. We'll switch them to missile attacks, and let's have them start shooting at that Mortis Engine right there. So good. Durthu, let's go ahead and use this, and we are going to also go after this Necromancer here with our missile attack. And come on, get him. Oh, Durthu's just beating that sweet ass over there. So the Feasters in the dark coming in the back, which is very, very cool. So the Mortis Engine's actually pretty alone here, so we can actually just engage it in melee, because again, they're going to hit a little bit harder there. But the Feasters are pressuring us pretty good. Thankfully, he didn't engage his Hounds into some of my shield wall over there, which is a little bit of an odd choice. Let's get Durthu here. Our Tree Man over here is kind of helping to win this battle. And let's have him actually go after Manfred. That would probably be pretty good to get some freebies on him here. So we're pulling our missiles back. We're going to try and reform ranks, but unfortunately those Feasters in the dark and those other guys are doing very, very well against us. So do we have a regrowth? But yeah, our line's actually collapsing a little bit, and he does get onto us over here. So we're going to pull these guys over here, go after his Hounds, and pull these guys over here and split formations and just try and like secure. So we do have a Flock of Doom here, so let's go ahead and pop that. We're going to pop that right there, do a little bit of an overcast, and we're going to kind of try and get that Mortis Engine with Durthu. He's going to be pretty good for that. And the Hawk Riders, again, we should be able to clean up his Hounds in the back, and if we can like re-secure our missile line, though we did take some serious casualties there, we should be in pretty good shape. So well played by my opponent actually getting over there and doing some good stuff. So in the front line, do we want to use a regrowth? Yeah, I think right here this could actually be pretty good. So let's make sure these guys are actually fighting. These guys are focusing down Manfred, which is good, and we don't have any abilities we want to use right now. So the Hawk Riders, oh man, I forgot that he has the anti-large dire pack over there, which is pretty scary stuff. So let's get these guys re-engaged here, and the War Dancers, man, they got jumped by some Blood Knights, which is not good stuff. So very inefficient use of the Hawk Riders. I thought they would be able to actually clean those guys up, but I forgot that it was the Dire Pack, which is the anti-large variant. So let's make sure these guys are fighting here. He's starting to focus the Tree Man a little bit, but he's just so incredibly tanky, and you can see Manny's taking quite a bit of damage. So good. So we got our War Dancers coming in hot. I probably want to use them in the back to like help like defend my missile line. I think that's a little bit more valuable. And we do kill the Mortis Engine there, which is great. So this guy's army is like deceivingly big. He has like a lot of fodder units. So okay, so it looks like we're finally able to kill the Hounds. We did lose one missile group, so let's have them start focusing on the Sternsman. We're able to clean that up, which is great. Let's kind of form a bit of a mini Death Star over here and just run that direction. Our Treekin are fighting here, and this Tree Man's taking a bit of damage, but that's okay. He served his purpose. So thankfully, our Hawk Riders do come back, and we have 10 Hawk Rider models here. It's not a joke. Like that's going to be pretty useful. So All right, cool. So we have our Arcane Conduit. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, I totally forgot about these Blood Knights. So let's start focusing them down, and let's get the Hawk Riders going after them in melee. They do have heavy AP, so if we get like a good rear charge, that should be good. Let's get these spears engaged, and Dirthu can start focusing these guys as well. And I think we should save up for a Lore of Life heal. I think that might be more valuable. Let's go ahead and use it over there to hit that tree man, because he's just been MVPing it. Manfred's actually about to die, so I think my opponent just noticed that Manfred. He's like, oh shit, Manfred's low. So do we want to try and snipe out Manfred right now? I think we do. So the Hawk Riders, yeah, and it looks like we're able to kill him real quick. So surprise, surprise, we got him. So pretty fun little game. Not the most competitive army from either of us, but still, it was fun. And, you know, some wild times and some poor play from the Hawk Riders. But you know what, guys? We recovered, we endured, and let's get them in their missile attacks, have them start shooting here. And what do we have coming back? We have a lot of goodies. So fun stuff, fun stuff. Yeah, Wood Elves are pretty fun to play. I personally don't like playing like the Glady type builds, but I really like using like the big monster tree builds. It's so much fun. Like, I'm sure Dirthu racked up quite a few kills there. So, yeah, we'll make this a double cast for you guys. Why not? So Dirthu 134, only 22 from the tree man, but you guys saw he was just branch beating Manfred for like half that battle. Bit of a mishmash army from my opponent. I would have liked to see some more Eternal Guard, not Eternal Guards, excuse me, some more Grave Guard and things like that. And, you know, the Devils of Schwarzhofen really just got wrecked. So that was a pretty rough initial investment there. So, all right, let's go for another game and hope for the best, guys. Let's do it. Having a good time tonight. We're just getting deep. I actually have to run a freaking bocce ball tournament tomorrow. So if any of you guys have ever played bocce, it's a pretty ridiculous game. But I think it's a game that's mostly played by like old Italians and stuff like that. So I've been playing Dawn of War. You guys see I got my logo. Hopefully you guys don't mind seeing a little bit of Dawn of War content on the channel. It's a pretty fun game. It's nice to like mix it up because sometimes I just play like Total War Warhammer for like hours and hours, and I need to like refresh by playing something different and then come back just like, you know, full strength again. So we're playing against Pac-Man Defense. I like it, man. I like the name. I really want to play Chaos. I really want to play Chaos. Hopefully he doesn't pick Chaos as well. I'll play Chaos versus Vampire counts as like the one matchup that's just miserable. Like that's the one it can be won, but it's just not fun. You kind of just sit there with like halberds and giants and just try and endure. So we're going to go ahead and start picking this really funny army comp I wanted to show you guys. So we're going to get Sigvald here. We're going to give him the Auric Armor. And then we're going to get Lore of Death. So Lore of Death is pretty much good against every faction. But do we want to get Faded? It really depends on who he picks. Maybe he's just playing Borderlow. I don't know. Maybe he is. So do we get Death here? I really want to get Trolls. That's like the whole reason I was picking Chaos for you guys. So let's actually do this. We're going to call this the Death Metal build. We're going to go ahead and get Metal too. And let's get the final Transmutation and then Spirit Leech and see if we can do some work. So, okay. Yeah, we're playing against the Gobos. That's totally fine. Is there anything else I want to get here? I feel like the other abilities are just all so like janky. I don't know. We'll get the Glittering Robe, whatever. Let's have some fun. So against Gobos, he could be like tricking me. Because again, he could just get like Black Orcs and stuff. So I don't want to go like too heavy of a Gobbo beatdown type build. But, oh, do we get Trolls? Guys, any excuse to get Trolls is something that I'm going to jump all over. So for the front line, let's get some Aspiring Champions. Do we want to get like Marauders? I feel like we want some like Chaos Warriors or something, because basically we have our armor piercing with the Trolls. We don't need much more in that respect. We could get some Chaos Knights. Let's go ahead and get the Chaos Knights with swords. Let's get some Hounds here. And do I want to get anything else like a Hell Cannon or a Chariot? Oh, a Chariot could be fun. I feel like we want some Chosen though. Let's go ahead and get some Chosen, just like the heavy duty Chosen here, and see how they perform. We have the Trolls for the armor piercing, we have the Cav and the Goon Squad, and then we have like this ridiculous like metal death metal combination. And what else do I want to get? I could get, I think, another group of Hounds. They're pretty good against Greenskins because Greenskin troops in general have like pretty low armors. They're gonna perform. They'll pull their weight. So let's get in there and you know, good luck to my opponent. Hopefully he's doing an all Gobbo build. That would be really fun. But I mean, guys, this isn't a competitive Chaos build. A competitive Chaos build would be very different against, you know, I guess, so there's some elements of a competitive build, but the Trolls are a little bit kind of flimsy. Although they can really surprise me sometimes. Like, Trolls, like, if he brings, like, the Arachnaut Queen or something like that, the Trolls, if, like, not being beaten on by the Queen, can get through, you know, her armor. Because, again, they have very heavy armor-piercing damage, so they can you know, surprise you from time to time. So, we got, hopefully we don't have a potato on the other end. That's always my concern here. But we do have the final transmutation, which I don't really know how to use it terribly well. I know it does pretty good single-target damage, actually. So what I want to do is Spirit Leech and final transmutation and just, like, nuke something down. I don't know what. Hopefully he has, like, a Skarsnik or some sort of a lord that can't heal, so we can really just, you know, deliver the business. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Chaos has probably been one of my favorite factions to play. It's a bit of a damn shame that we really have to wait till the third game to get, because I'm pretty sure that's kind of the structure, is that Chaos is going to get like all these like revamps in the third game, which is just so like, they're just going to be like so mediocre until then. Like they can win, don't get me wrong, they have some like good utility. Shaggots are pretty strong, Forsaken are pretty good, but just like compared to the other factions, they're just going to be a little bit subpar until then. So it's just too bad that we have to wait like a year and a half, 2 years or whatever to get that. So anyways, enough ranting about that. We got 245 seconds left for my opponent. Let's hope for no potato action, and let's go deep and have some fun. But Spirit Leech is good against Greenskins, because Greenskins don't have a lot of waves of healing, so... Also, Fate of Bune is incredibly powerful against, like, Black Orcs and things like that, especially if they bring, like, the Regiment around. The Regiment of Renown. So you guys saw, like, the Crimson Killas that were used on my channel in that community cast the other day, and, like, how hard they just got punished. But, oh, I actually forgot. Yeah, I got the Chosen. So you guys are in for a treat. These guys are so powerful. They have 62 melee defense, so not quite like Ironbreakers or anything like that. Or the Regiment of Renown Ironbreakers, excuse me. But Trolls. Trolls are the answer to all of life's problems. So let's go ahead and put these aspiring champions in the back. Let's get our heavy metal goon squad. And dude, either of these guys, yeah, I put them both on horses. So let's get this. These guys can be my group 2 here. These hounds can be my group. Actually, these should be group 3. These hounds can be group 4. So they can be out there and just, like, you know, go after his Hammer of Gork or whatever else he decides to have in the back line. Sigvald, you always want him fighting in your main formation. He's slow, but, you know, he packs a punch for sure. We'll get our casters back here and just have them kind of chill. And I think we're good to go. So yeah, we can actually put these guys in group 2, and then we get this guy in group 3, and let's do it to it. So my army's pretty small, but his army's not that big. So he's probably not playing like a Gobbo build. He might have like some nasty Skulkers or something like that, but all right. Oh no, the Squig herds. Yeah, Squigs have been making a comeback lately. It's pretty cool seeing them in action. I definitely appreciate it. So okay, so he has an Orc War Boss, so perfect. So I honestly don't mind this battle like being delayed a little bit, but he does have a Hammer of Gork. So Squigs, one nice thing about Squigs is these ones have 84 speed. I didn't think Squigs were that fast. I guess they are. All right, so let's get our Chaos Knights and start pressuring the flank. We definitely don't want to, although these Squigs are not the armor piercing variant, they're just like so we can probably honestly just use our Chaos Knights and let's get, where do we want to go with the Hounds? So we'll get these guys here, and do I want to get a Sorcerer over there to like help out? I don't know. I honestly think we should be okay here. So this one group here, let's kind of put him with the main army and just kind of have him Netflix and chill a little bit. Looks like he's getting a little bit ornery over here, but he has a lot. Like his pure density might be able to like overwhelm us. But what does he have? So he has Savage Orcs. And yeah, he doesn't have any, like, he does have some Black Orcs in the back though, so thankfully the Trolls will like really shine against those guys. So what he'll probably do is like focus on one of them and just go, you know, balls deep after, you know, one group. I don't want to like split up the Trolls. I really want to try and get as much value as possible. But the Savage Orcs are really going to struggle against the armor of my front line. So good, so let's go ahead and get engaged here. Let's get these guys going here, these guys here, these guys here, and good. So these Trolls, we're going to try and like, we'll just try and jump that Black Orc group very aggressively. And we're actually going to play defensively because he just has so much on the flanks. It's a little bit scary to say the least. These Aspiring Champions, we'll get them in here. We'll send these guys out here, and good. So Sigval's engaged. I think this front line engagement's pretty good for me. So let's go ahead and pop the Spirit Leech here. And we're going to get our casters and kind of just like sitting here. And looks like, is he going in right now? I think he's just chilling. So, okay, so let's get these Aspiring Champs and have them intercept these guys here. And man, we're going to have like a huge death squad. So let's pull some Aspiring Champions to help out in this fight too. So let's see if we can actually like isolate this one group over here and then pull these guys over here to like intercept that big blob, which would be pretty good. So good. So we get a Spirit Leech, and let's go ahead and pop a final transmutation on his Orc War Boss, which is going to be ridiculous. So unfortunately, our Chaos Knights are going to lead the charge there. It would have been better to like break the charge with the Hounds, but okay, so Sigvald in the front line's doing pretty good, and okay, look at that little final transmutation action going on. I'm digging it. So the Squigs are going to come after these guys, which is totally fine. I'd like to just overpower this one group here. So let's make sure to use our Arcane Conduit, and yeah, that's not bad. We did a little bit of damage. I mean, I feel like it's still not like optimal, but let's go ahead and just kind of pull these guys back and have them re-engage with the Squigs because we're able to break the front line. And why did my Trolls rout? They didn't even take that much damage, so we're able to kill that one group over there. So it's kind of a recollapse here, get these guys in. He gets a really nice rear charge, but we do have 2 heroic units here. And Sigvald, he's very tanky, so you don't usually need to worry about him dying. So we're going to get another Spirit Leech on this Orc War Boss, who I'm sure does have a potion. Oh, he actually doesn't. Interesting. So we do have another Arcane Conduit. Let's go ahead and pop that now that the other one is most likely expired. Let's get these Chaos Knights in here on these Squigs, and they're not like the armor-piercing Squigs, so we should be good. And the glittering robe. I want to get one more final transmutation and just like end the battle with it. You know, that would be so much fun. So our frontline troops are fighting. They're doing a pretty good job. So let's get these guys up around here and go after his artillery pieces. Yeah, although honestly, I might want to like pull them back, but I feel like we got a pretty good little situation over here. And these Aspiring Champions doing really good because again, they're basically like mini Chosen. They have like a ton of armor. And Sigvald, he can take the beatings all day. Like I have no issues with that. And it looks like he is actually thinking about coming in here. So yeah, I still feel like I should push back and just start pressuring those pieces. And over here, it looks like we're winning this battle pretty convincingly. So we're going to come in here with these Hounds, and we have a final. Let's get the final transmutation. So we're going to transmute him here, get the Hounds on him. Oh, this could be really good. Stop him from flying. Oh yeah, we get a good little charge. So let's turn all our cav and kind of intercept him here. Let's get this guy right here and see if we can jump him. So all right, it's doing a little bit of damage. I can't complain. So the death metal build is it's doing its thing. We got our Chaos Knights coming in pretty hot. Our Expiring Champions were able to clean up. And where are our Chosen? Oh man, they took a beating. Jeez. I guess they were like right in the epicenter of everything, right? So they're not going to be terribly happy about that. But we have a 1/25 tick right now, so that's not the best. But we did send some dudes in the back, but these guys are going to perform well against like most of my opponent's troops. So as long as I like start pushing back there, I'm good with that. So we're going to pull our Knights up and around. I need to shut down these Goblin Rock Lobbers. They've been you know, raining terror on me for far too long. So no Arcane Conduit here. We do have one coming up in 27 seconds here. And what are these? Are these just, yeah, these are just regular Savage Orcs. So they're not the big ones, and we do get the Trolls back. So I don't know how long the Trolls have been back. Hopefully not too long, but let's go ahead and get them re-engaged here. Get them on these Black Orcs. And over here, our Chaos Knights are going to just go balls deep in the back. So we'll get a little bit of a charge here, which should honestly like break a lot of these guys. And yeah, we can finish off these squigs. I think a lot of his pieces are obstructed anyways because of the way we're fighting on this hill. So, oh, we don't want to pull those guys. We want them to stay fighting. So let's go ahead and get my heroic units and see if we can chase a little bit. We'll keep Sigvald fighting in the main fight, and we'll just send my casters because, again, Chaos Casters aren't pushovers. They put up a good fight. So the Trolls are coming back in. They're going to be pretty helpful against the Black Orcs if they ever make their way back over. Our Chaos Knights are, you know, breaking his back line for the most part. And yeah, the final transmutation, I mean, honestly, guys, at the end of the day, it just would have been way better if I had just gotten like freaking, what's it called? The double Spirit Leech. But still, like, I wanted to kind of play around with Final Transmutation and see how effective it would have been. And let's detach one group of Hounds and have them go back there and like take it out, because I don't need like both of them there. So good, we get an Arcane Conduit, and we should have enough for a Spirit Leech here relatively soon. Good, so he jumps in the back line, but he's probably just going to turn away and run, but we might as well pressure him just in case, and it looks like we might get a charge. So we do have a 1/7 right now, so we should have enough for a Winds of Death. And good, let's get these guys in the Hammer of Gork, something I should have done much earlier. And come on, Spirit Leech. Okay, good. So we get a Spirit Leech now, and it looks like a little bit of potatoing from my opponent. That actually like screwed me up. Like, I was trying to cast the Spirit Leech, and oh, is he out of range now? Is he out of range? Okay, it looks like we do get it, which is good. So the Hounds, like with the Spirit Leech, might actually be able to like rout this guy, which would be pretty sweet. So we do kill the back line. It looks like the Trolls and everyone was able to win the day. So pretty cool composition for my opponent. I like seeing all the squigs back in action. It's pretty fun. So I think that's all she wrote. Looks like he's going to go down to the Hounds. I'm not sure what's still fighting, but yeah, looks like that's all she wrote. So yeah, well played to my opponent. The Pac-Man defense, seeing all the Savage Orcs. I mean, I think what his general strategy is he's like, okay, I pick a Goblin faction, right? Gabriel, I guess Turin, yeah, my name in the chat is Gabriel. Gabriel front flip-a-low, just making fun of the front flip from Dawn of War 3. But anyways, he's going to get a ton of Forsaken, assuming I'm going to get Goblins, right? So then I just counterpick and get everything that just wrecks Forsaken. And thankfully for me, I just kind of went with a very heavily armored front line. And his guys, like, the Black Orcs did okay, but I think the Trolls actually got in there and got some decent kills. Sigvald and the lower metal were able to do a little bit of work. It was pretty fun. So again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy this double cast. And guys, I got more content coming soon. So stay tuned, guys. Have an excellent weekend and take care.